Lots of taggers have made their claim on this mysterious rundown building that sits in the heart of South Oakland, number 4 Cable Place. But who really owns this building? What's going on inside? I know a little about what used to happen here. My dad worked as a DJ in the 1970s when the WYEP community broadcast station sat in the basement below. But it moved out in 1985 and he hasn't been back since then. I don't know anything else about this building's history, so I made it my mission to get inside. After a series of phone calls, I finally met the landlord of the building, Larry DiFrancesco. He's owned it since 1975 and is a contractor that uses it as his warehouse. He told me a bit about how he got the place and some of the history of what went on here.
We used to own the bar down the street, Bootleggers. It was called the Sod Bar. And I didn't own the building then. And the guy that owned the building was a hard landlord to get along with. So me and my two partners, this came up for sale and we bought it. We were eventually going to move the bar up here. But then it came around to where I can buy bought the building, so we left the bar there. So then I just used this for my warehouse for the construction company.
Okay.
And we bought it from, I never remembered. It was the people in here that were making television ads. They had this whole back area.
Oh, okay.
Set up, and they had a stage back here.
Really?
And they were doing television commercials.
There wasn't much to see inside. It was dark, cramped, and filled with junk, but Larry tells me he's planning on cleaning it out to put in new apartments. From the dreary inside, I learned a bit more about an interesting feature on the walls outside. These bricked-in windows were once used as stalls for mules owned by the Shanahan Moving Company. Larry's father, who's lived in Oakland since 1903, remembered that the addition in the front was once used as a front lawn for wagons and mules. But most of all, I was interested in getting down to the basement and to see what has become of the old station.
Can you believe this is where
I know.
a radio station started?
I can't believe it. My dad used to spend a lot of his time down here. Oh,
See, this is where the recording studio was in here. Now this wall went all the way across here, and they had a big red light out here that told you when they were on air, not to make any noise. This is back in that back part, back in there. That's where they had the record library. Like I said, it was pretty extensive. And when they left a million records here.
Really? Did you take them?
Well, they never came and got them. And there's a Jerry's Records. Did you ever see
Yeah,
that?
I've been there.
So Jerry came down and took whatever records that were worth anything, and he took them up to his place and sold them. And there was a bulletin board. Please read.
It even looks like there's still a picture on there.
On the bulletin board, I found this newspaper clipping from the Oakland News, dated June 21st, 1984. On the left, Anita Alviero, and on the right, Eric Leaf Davin, two WYP DJs who were presented with Golden Quill Awards for professional excellence in broadcast journalism. In the center is Pittsburgh Press Club Committee's chairman, Dan Giovannitti, who has presented them with the award for Best Radio Documentary of the Year in Western Pennsylvania. The caption notes that WYP was temporarily off the air when the paper was published, so during the transition to the next studio, this clip must have been left behind. Eric Leaf Davin might look familiar to some students. He's a professor of history at the University of Pittsburgh. From his website, I learned that the winning broadcast was a soundtrack of their documentary titled Leona, Portrait of a Picture Palace, about a closed cinema in Homestead, PA. Turns out that number 4 Cable Place not only has stories of its own to tell, but once was a space to tell stories.